Hello and a very warm welcome to game day 2 and the final day for the young women. It's Under-18 Six Nations Festival time. It's Ireland versus Wales time. It's the first game of 3 today in Edinburgh. Ireland, 2 games, 2 defeats in the 35-minute format on Saturday. Wales, 2 games, 2 victories without even conceding a single point. Contrasting fortunes at the weekend. What will the outcome be today when these two go toe-to-toe? Oh, Wales hugely impressive and backed by some following as well. Here at the Dam Health Stadium, just in the shadows of Murrayfield. It's a brand new arena which is used by Edinburgh Rugby. 7,800 capacity. Wales against Ireland, our first instalment. Game day 2, the Women's Under-18 Festival. Two rousing renditions, and the launch of the Six Nations age grade pathway in the women's game has been mightily successful. This is seen as a key stepping stone towards further developments in the women's game, and it has been a real spectacle. History was made on Saturday, more history being made today, or about to be made. The first 70-minute match at this age group level in the women's game. It is Wales against Ireland, followed by Scotland against Italy, and finished off by England against France a little bit later on. But it's these two proud rugby nations who will get us underway in Edinburgh. Wales 24-0 winners over Scotland on their very first outing in the 35-minute format, followed by a 14-0 victory over Italy. Ireland conceded in the last minute against England to go down 17-12. Highly unfortunate to lose that one. And before being heavily beaten by France in their second game.
Top shelf in.
But both coaches so far absolutely delighted. Wales under-18 head coach Lisa Burgess and Ireland women's performance pathway head coach Katie Fitzhenry have really enjoyed what they've seen so far in this festival, and it is Wales who get us underway in match one today.
No run off feet!
Five Cardiff players in the starting 15 for Wales, and the first penalty of the match goes the way of the favourites. And taken quickly. Burst, evading a couple of tacklers.
Tackle release, Green!
Yeah, told to release Ireland. Again, relatively quick ball from Wales on the 22. That's gone forwards. Advantage is over. That's Wales still in possession. Need to release. Didn't do it in time. And it's a penalty quickly taken by Ireland. And bundled into touch. And this is a very, very strong start for Wales. And their defence on Saturday, mightily impressive. Not conceding a single point in their two 35-minute matches. Of course, the full 70 today. And first opportunity at line-out time for the Welsh. Cleanly taken. It's just north of the halfway line, juggled but regathered, and this is shipped wide, and Wales might be in here for the opening score. It is a rampant Welsh start in Edinburgh. What a fabulous score off first phase possession. It is a beauty. It's Nell Metcalfe with the score, but that was shipped through the hands and wide and finished off superbly. Our first test from the boot. It's taken only a couple of minutes for Wales to hit the front. It is a very, very handy side. It's hugely impressive, one of the most impressive teams at the weekend, alongside France. Well, conversion not enough on it, but either way, that is a very, very quick fire start. It's taken Wales just a couple of minutes, and it was a very good pickup as well off the floor from Gabby Heelan of Cardiff, and Nell Metcalfe, the try scorer, applies her trade for the RGC in North Wales. That's the North Wales Rugby Club based at Colwyn Bay. Very, very deep restart, too deep in fact, from an Ireland perspective. Well, Ireland are going to have to regather and get their shape about them pretty quickly. There's 8 from Leinster in the starting Irish lineup, 6 Leinster girls in the forward pack, including an entire Leinster front row. Here is a first look at scrum time for either side. Welsh front row of Chelsea Chesters, Lou Said and Larry Pritchard of Tightheads, both of the Scarlets, the Dragons hooker Molly Wakely as well. Scrum half is Molly Reardon of Cardiff. Interestingly for Wales today, it's a triumvirate of number 8 scrum half and fly half, all of Cardiff. For Gwennon Hopkins, the co-captain Molly Reardon and Maya Dixon. So a bit of synergy there may well help the Welsh throughout this match. That's 8, 9 and 10. It's a very handy looking Welsh scrum as well, but the pick up at the base, and that was Reardon getting things ticking for Wales. Lovely jinking run and back in field.
Thanks, buddy. Good. Stay on.
Lovely carry as well. It's taken 2 Irish players to upend her. Lovely pick-up as well. Wasn't the easiest ball to gather. There's Reardon. Really hefty carry. That's Molly Wakely, the hooker. That's dropped, and that will be an Irish advantage. But promising stuff from Wales with the ball in hand. A couple of very strong carries as well. It's now an Irish put-in at scrum time. And the Irish scrum half, Rebecca Rogers, forming an all-Munster half-back pairing alongside Kate Flannery. Reardon doing all she can to put her off. Scrum is wheeled, Ireland get it away. First glimpse of them from an attacking perspective. They hadn't had much ball so far, 6 minutes in. There's a very, very sturdy, robust challenge from Jess Rogers of the Ospreys. They'll fend and trying to present the ball. Does just about enough, but the Welsh pressure is coming at the breakdown. And the pressure is rewarded. Certainly Wales looking the stronger in the contact area in the early stages of this match. Disrupting Irish rhythm. It's the sole bit of possession that Ireland have had, really.
Crouch! 5! That's not a reset. It's not a reset. It's fine. We'll start. Not go that far yet.
The referee not happy.
Please, ladies.
Molly Reardon awaiting the put-in.
5! Set!
Bit of pressure from Ireland this time, and that is an excellent looking Irish scrum. It crumpled from a Welsh perspective, and Ireland go quickly. Shipped in fields, and that's the fly half. That was Flannery, and that's the outside centre. Held up pretty nicely. And good counter-rucking this from Wales, and that's fair and that's legal. And that was excellent work. It was the second row from the RGC, Erin Jones. Hot pass, not perhaps the right option that time into the hands of Chelsea Chesters, but it put Chesters under real pressure.
Take a breath, it's a scrum.
better off. Actually took the contact, but would have been better off going to ground rather than an audacious pass there. Chesters couldn't quite handle that. Although it was not the best pass to her, and Irish put in at the scrum.
5 sets.
Rebecca Rogers of Munster. Clean enough from Ireland. Scrum was looking pretty solid. Not fall into hands. Yeah, a couple of errors so far, but as you would expect, really, both teams just sussing each other out the opening 10 minutes or so. There's a couple of Irish players in the newly established Women's National Talent Squads, and that's all part of the new pathway, the new programme to try and support young female players in Ireland in the pathway up the age levels in the country. It's proving pretty successful. A couple of those members have gone on to train with the senior squad as well. And pressure coming, and Ireland now back in possession. Inside the Welsh half. Advantage is over. Gets it through the hands, but not sticking that time. It was, I think, the hooker Sarah Delaney who spilt that one.
Green always in a good position. We'll come back for the no advantage with the knock on. Scrum.
Picture a moment or so ago, the Welsh wing, Grace Bellamy of Cardiff. Ireland pretty well represented. 13 of the 26-person squad are Leinster, but you do have members from Ulster, Connacht and Munster in the squad. Ireland really put through their paces in the build-up to this festival. Extensive squads participated across 3 weekend camps at the Performance Training Centre in Dublin. A bit more secure from the scrum this time for Wales. Lovely jinking run from the fullback back inside, and that was wonderful. Great footwork from Molly Wilkinson of the Exiles. The Exiles member in the Welsh squad. Strong carry again from Wakely. She really is a handful. Reardon waiting. But she's not going to get the chance, and Ireland over the ball. Well, Ireland have settled pretty nicely after a rocky start, and conceding that early score for Nell Metcalfe. But I suspect.
Okay, Red. Line is yours, okay?
I suspect that the coach, Katie Fitzhenry, the Performance Pathway head coach, her official title, will be pretty happy.
Line is red, green, take a step off.
Spoke of the pride in the build-up to this event, pulling on the green jersey for the first time for these girls at test level. Into midfield we go. Advantage Ireland, and that's a boot from the fly half, which is going to go long. So Ireland have settled.
2 red, late tackle.
And I think it was Wakely with the late hit. So we'll come back for the initial penalty. On the 22 it will be. And a bit of encouragement from those in green.
for me, 9. Thanks. Wait. You 9, yeah? You 9, you 2.
Sarah Delaney is the Irish hooker from Kildare in Kildare on the outskirts of Dublin. She is of Leinster, one of the 8 in the starting 15 representing Leinster. That's into the second row. That's Corin Dunn of Portlaoise in Leinster. That's the number 8. That's Jane Neal, who is starting for the 3rd time in this festival. Started both 35-minute matches. Ireland still in possession. Again, Wales pretty aggressive at the breakdown and counter-rucking really nicely. Very, very strong challenge as well from Chester's. Wales really are putting pressure on at the breakdown, but too much pressure there, and it is an Irish advantage. That was for side entry. That was against Lowry Pritchard of the Scarlets. But the pressure is ramping up from Ireland, and surely it is only a matter of time until they find the breakthrough. Wales at the moment, though, battening down the hatches. They are under siege at present. Sarah Delaney needs to get this right, and does. And the maul is off and running for Ireland. Wales trying to shift them sideways into touch, and they've done a pretty decent job from what I can see, Wales. So the ball is escaping the maul, and Ireland are camped pretty much on the try line at the moment. Here they come. That's some ferocious Welsh tackling. Well, Wales are pretty happy with their defensive duties there. I think Lisa Burgess will be absolutely delighted from what she's seen of her 15 so far. Wales, just a reminder, they are still yet to concede a point in this Women's Under-18 Six Nations Festival. Poor old Aber Nick-Donica was on the wrong end of that collision. Aber Nick-Donica, in fact, is one of 6 Irish players in this 26-person squad to be in the women's national training squad. And again, she is one of those players who has now started all 3 matches in this festival, and a very, very key player at inside centre. Highly rated, Aber Nick-Donica, but she appears to be okay from Galway. Her local club, Galway Corinthians, and also of Connacht. Fine Welsh work. Does mean they have the put in. Ireland plenty of territory at the moment, but no breakthrough. Still Wales 5, Ireland 0. That Nell Metcalf score inside 2 minutes. The difference between the two sides at the moment.
5, 6.
The Irish shunt is good. Well, they're certainly getting the better of it at scrum time, and here they go again. It's the quick tap. Georgia Battersill with the initial carry. Well, they're getting closer, Ireland. They really are knocking on the door at the moment. And surely now, here is the chance. And that has been dotted down. And Ireland do have the score that their play has merited so far. And it's a fabulous, patient score. And Wales could only keep them out for so long. It has been coming, that's for sure. It was a beautiful try. Okay, Flannery. Players of Fetard Rugby Club in Ireland, also of Munster. Landed a couple of points against England in that 17-12 defeat. It was a heartbreaking one. He's going to need some assistance here from Hannah Wilson. Hasn't quite reached the post, so it will be 5 apiece. But they'll be much happier. Fabulous try from Ireland. Patient stuff. Okay, Flannery can't convert her own score. Wales 5, Ireland 5, approaching 20 minutes. It's been a captivating contest. Wales conceding points for the first time in this Six Nations festival. And the signs, despite 2 defeats, were pretty good for Ireland on Saturday. Pushed England really hard, ought to have beaten England really, only conceding in the last minute or so to go down to a pretty heartbreaking loss. But we're outclassed by France in their second game. So it could be argued that Ireland faced the superior opposition on Saturday. And they're getting their mitts on the ball really nicely at the moment. They're dominating proceedings. Carry from Georgia Battisil, but ushered into touch this time. Certainly nothing wrong with the Welsh defence. They've been given a rigorous workout so far. And they're a very, very well-drilled side. Take a lot of pride in their defensive duties. Lovely pass through the hands again. This is where Wales look really, really dangerous. Here they go. Beautiful break. Outstanding play from Katie Corrigan. Great work from Ireland. And that was the fly half. Flannery back doing her defensive duties, but well, it was the break from Gabby Heelan, I beg your pardon, that got Wales purring down that left-hand touchline. Absolutely fabulous from the Cardiff player. But from broken field play, Wales do look a real threat. It's a fascinating looking centre partnership as well in this Welsh lineup. Jenna De Vera, one of the co-captains of the Scarlets, alongside the supremely talented outside centre Gabby Heelan, who we saw make that break a moment or so ago. down the dual captain route of Wales. The captain responsibility shared by Gwennon Hopkins of Cardiff and Jenna De Vera of the Scarlets. Idea to try and split up leadership roles within the team.
Crouch. Fine. We've got to sort this out, okay?
Wales' first bit of territory for a while. They've largely been on the back foot.
Crouch. 5. 6. And hold now.
Better looking Wales scrum this time. Again, they're so dangerous when they get the ball wide. And here come Wales. Oh, it just didn't go to hand. And Grace Bellamy's going to be really frustrated that the pass wasn't right there. She was waiting for it on that right-hand wing. Carrying well, though. Really robust side, this Welsh team. Great exposure for all of these young girls to get international test experience at this level. That is what this festival is all about. Wales, though, this time pressing for the second try. And Ireland had the penalty. It was wonderful work at the breakdown once again. Oh, both teams have had their moments at breakdown time. But Ireland digging out the penalty when they needed it most. And the clearance goes beyond the 22. Another test for Sarah Delaney. The line-out's been pretty clean so far. It is that time as well, nice and straight. Yeah, that was forwards. It looked clear. Yeah, a bit of a misjudgment. Another striking platform, perhaps, for Wales to build from. And they've certainly had their moments. They've arguably looked at the more dangerous with the ball in hand. Again, they go out towards the left into open space. Reardon's looking for the ball. Slow ball this time. And Ireland have turned this over. Outstanding work again. Wales perhaps missing out on their opportunity. Good carry, Isabel Clark of Leinster. Ireland spreading the play wide and lovely jinking run. It's the first we've seen really of Clara Barrett on the ball for Ireland to try and score at the weekend against England. Ireland do have some very, very exciting looking players on the bench as well. Namely Molly Boot, who played a starring role for Barrett's try against England. And Wales have I thought they turned it then. Good counter-rucking again. And that's gone forward. Yeah, again, it's a real ding-dong battle in the contact area. And neither side, I would say, is really getting the upper hand at the moment. It's pretty even Stevens.
Okay, got lace behind. Take your time. Got lace behind.
Yeah, inside the Dam Health Stadium, renamed by Edinburgh Rugby at the start of the season, signing a multi-year naming rights deal. But this arena built on the back pitches of Murrayfield, and the enormity of that stadium is right beside us. Again, the pressure coming at scrum time from Ireland. And that all Leinster front row is gaining some traction at the moment. But, Wales do come away with it. Good line speed, though, from Ireland to close them down this time. Done really well there, beating a couple of Welsh defenders. Another strong carry from Corin Dunn. High penalty. Sorry, high tackle penalty for Ireland. A couple of high shots have gone in. Yeah, Gwennon Hopkins, one of the co-captains, the Welsh number 8s, being spoken to by the referee, because that's a couple of times now that we've had a couple of high shots. Well, about 7 minutes to go until half-time. This one pretty evenly contested. One try apiece, one unconverted try apiece, the difference at the moment. And I'd say the difference has been that Ireland have liked to keep the ball in possession a little bit longer than Wales. Wales have thrived really on broken field play, and Ireland, I would say, have had the edge in the set piece so far. Not the greatest kick, didn't quite gain as many metres as she was hoping there, Flannery. In fact, didn't go anywhere near the 22 really. Not the cleanest of takes this time, and Wales swarming all over them. Good jinking play from Nick Donica, who took that early blow earlier. Seems to have recovered okay, though. Strong stuff this from Robin O'Connor. Haven't seen much of her so far. Wexford Wanderer and Leinster fullback. Heavy duty carrying as well. And Ireland looking extremely mobile. Their forwards well capable of playing some rugby. And Wales pinged for offsides. A number of Welsh players guilty. That's Nick Donica, the inside centre, who boots for touch. It was actually her kick previously, which didn't go particularly far from the penalty. So I do apologise to Kate Flannery. That's Nick Donica, one of Ireland's key players. And in that WNTS training squad. Now, can Ireland strike before the interval? And the maul is looking good. Wales, again, doing their best to try and edge them towards the touchline. But Ireland will attempt to peel off here. Now, have they got that down? This is going to be checked. Wales think that's no try. In fact, Wales look pretty confident. It's going to be a Wales scrum. And Ireland have actually knocked that on in the maul. As, I think they attempted to peel off. And you could see by the expression of Sarah Delaney. That was an opportunity that has gone begging. And well, Wales will be pretty happy to have survived that. Again, they come through a a defensive test. A thoroughly watchable encounter. Wales 5, Ireland 5, and not much between the sides. Certainly not on the scoreboard. Ireland certainly with the greater territory in this match. But so far, their possession dominance and territory advantage hasn't yielded points. Ireland's head coach Katie Fitzhenry, former Leinster and Ireland centre, actually scored what proved a consolation try against Wales in the 2017 World Cup in Ireland. Ireland losing a 7th place playoff in that tournament. Only recently retired Fitzhenry in May last year. Former Sevens player too. So Wales shore up the scrum and try and run it from their own in-goal area. Reardon happy to take her time. Safety first here for Wales. And I think the wind aided that going into Irish hands. And here come Ireland down that left-hand wing. It's Ellen Boylan with Connacht. And Wales once again have got enough numbers back. Well, the senior sides met recently in round 1 of the Six Nations, and it was Wales who came out on top in that one.
5, 6, and hold no! Hold it, lad!
It was a thunderous challenge. There'll be some aches and pains tomorrow, that's for sure. Couple of minutes to go before half-time. Box kick clearance. And the bounce aids Wales this time, and Boylan picks it up, finds a good pass as well to the fullback. And O'Connor, absolutely fabulous work from the Irish fullback of Leinster. Scored an absolute belter of a try against England at the weekend. Went through the entire English back line. And we saw just a glimpse of Robin O'Connor there and what she can do from fullback, the number 15 of Ireland. And she is a potential star in the making. That's the attempted offload not paying off, and it has gone forwards. About 90 seconds to go in this very, very entertaining opening period. We haven't had many points, but we've certainly had lots of penetration from both sides. Ireland largely bossing things, but unable really to break through the Welsh back door. Poor old Erin Jones of the RGC of North Wales Rugby is down receiving treatment for Wales. It is rolling subs, of course. So we will see plenty of changes in the second half. Likely to see pretty much everybody. That's been a mission, really, of both coaches. Only 4 Irish players have started all 3 matches. So squad rotation has been the name of the game for pretty much every team. So the Welsh senior side absolutely walloped at the weekend in the Six Nations at Kingsholm. An inspired English performance. At the home of Gloucester Rugby. And Erin Jones seems to be okay. Got through some work as Erin Jones. There's Molly Reardon waits to feed the scrum.
5. Set. Oh no!
Scrum wheeled entirely.
Wheeled round by Green and collapsed on the floor. Quick kick.
This time it's Wales. Haven't had much joy at scrum time, Wales. But did on that occasion. Fabulous carry again. Molly Wakely has been outstanding.
No clear lift for me. Play on.
The clear out's fine. And haven't seen much Welsh play on this touchline. It's been down the left wing where they've been more prominent. Again, they look so good with ball in hand, and lovely pass from the open side, Lucy Isaac, to get Wales a couple of metres there. Knock on. And that was Chelsea Chester's. And around about 10 seconds to go before the interval. And we will have the scrum, and that will be that for the first half. So unless Ireland can score from here, we'll be going in to the sheds at the interval. All square.
5.
And Rebecca Rogers. Again, it's Ireland not setting themselves correctly, and the entire front row falling over there pretty much, despite having the shunt. But, Wales getting the edge in the last couple of scrums, and there is going to be one last bit of Welsh possession. And Fern Cumine of Cardiff has come on for Wales, wearing 20. But Ireland turn it over. Time up. Oh, lovely. Lovely show and go. And that's Georgia Battersill, one of Ireland's key operators in the engine room. Again, it's a turnover. We've seen a lot of turnover ball in this match. Big carry again from Chester's. Looking for the offload, but space closed off by Katie Corrigan. Oh, lovely through the hands again, out to the touchline. And that was Bellamy, that was lovely work. And now here's Molly Wakely on the 22. Chester's and Wakely have been absolutely majestic for Wales. And the work they've got through with carrying that ball. But Ireland have got away with one. There was a bit of a Welsh overlap there. But it didn't stick. And that is half-time. Well, it's been fabulous viewing. And Wales striking an early blow through Nell Metcalf, which was off first phase possession to hit the front, but the majority of the contest has been pretty much all Ireland ever since, and Ireland bossing territory in possession, but at the moment just the one try to their name, but they are back on level terms. But it's been a fabulous watch between two sides who have been going for broke largely. But at the moment it is all square at half-time in Edinburgh. Game 1 of match day 2 in the Women's Under-18 Six Nations Festival. The final day, Wales 5, Ireland 5 at the interval. It's Wales out first. Head coach Lisa Burgess praised the cohesiveness of the group. And you can see it by the way they work for each other defensively. They've been under the cosh for large periods of that first half. But they're still neck and neck with the Irish. And still unbeaten in this festival. As for Ireland, well, Katie Fitzhenry said she's been delighted with the group despite back-to-back defeats. Says it's been a very, very positive experience and that the Irish players are learning a lot about being high-performance athletes. Can they go on and claim a first ever victory at this level in the festival? Second half underway. 5 points apiece. Fabulous game of rugby so far.
No clear left, play.
The sheer doggedness and determination defensively of Wales, and who are also a real threat out wide against a largely possession-based Ireland team who have been hammering away at the Welsh door. Held up in the tackle. Told to release though. Late hit there, but absolutely fine.
Keep working. Good.
Controlled with the boot. Still in play as well, and didn't fall kindly, the bounce there for Ireland, but they regather. But Wales early bit of territory for the Welsh. All scrums, incidentally, in this festival. All set-piece infringements will be awarded as a free kick, apart from any foul play. And you're only allowed one reset per scrum.
5, 6.
The referee almost blew his whistle, but was happy for play to continue, and Wales in midfield making some meters. Shipped out by Reardon. Lovely hands. Good tackle. Early possession in the second half is Welsh.
No clear left.
A huge carry from Chelsea Chesters, who has been absolutely majestic today. And there's Wakely. Ireland gain a couple of meters, but it is with Reardon. Amy O'Mahony told to release.
14, delivering knock on one hand.
Yeah, Clara Bennett was the Irish player, pinged for a deliberate knock-on. And Wales take us upfield on the 22. No changes at the moment from what I can see at half-time. So this is going to be Molly Wakely, but overthrown slightly. Did go backwards though into the midst of Pritchard. Wales deep inside the 22 now. And there's Chelsea Chesters again. She always takes players with her. Fabulous carry again, and lovely jinking play from Reardon, and this is dangerous. Just about staying in touch, Wales. Big defensive set needed from Ireland here. Ireland told to release, they didn't do it. Yeah, Georgia Battersill throwing the ball to the ground, and got a bit of a ticking off from the referee. Ireland were told not to put the mitts on the ball, but they persisted in doing so. Georgia Battisell not happy about it. Wales boot to touch again. Huge opportunity this for the side who have won both of their games so far.
Okay, yes, you can. Take time off for a second. Just want to have a quick chat.
Molly Wakely of the Dragons.
Come on.
Safely taken. Wales have it set. And it's rumbling. It's looking good for Wales. And they're over for try number 2. 4.5 minutes after half time. And Wales are first to strike in the second period. Fabulous score, all about the forwards. And it's Molly Wakely. What a performance from the hooker so far today. Well, she started proceedings from the line out, joined the rolling maul, picked it up at the base and drove over. Well, they're enjoying themselves, and why not? Molly Wilkinson. Full of artistry. Molly Wilkinson, who plays rugby for the Exiles. And that, it was looking good to begin with, but strikes the upright, and Wales's lead is only 5. Unlucky not to be 7, but fabulous forwards try. I think might have been Nick Donica who attempted to slap the ball out of Molly Wakely's palms, but Irish defence not able to stop that. They've got some work to do now, Ireland. Wales at the moment on the way to 3 victories out of 3. Still only conceded 5 points in 2.5 games. And here they go down the right-hand touchline. And this is fabulous. And that's inside. This is majestic from Wales. Absolutely stunning. Ireland carved open. Lowry Elias, who has only just come on with the score for the Welsh. Oh, and it's all disintegrating for Ireland within 5 or 6 minutes of the second period. But what a Welsh try that is. They've always looked threatening with ball in hand throughout this game, but Grace Bellamy absolutely electric down that right wing. Several missed tackles, got her head up, popped the pass inside. And on her inside shoulder was Lowry Elias. He plays club rugby for RGC in North Wales. And conversion to come, more straightforward one this time. Over it goes, the flags go up, and the lead is now 12. Wales 17, Ireland 5. She did so well here, Grace Bellamy. She's been a threat all game. Pace and precision from the wing. And it was Elias who went over, and Ireland have it all to do now. Elias converting her own score, by the way. That's Wales have, in the blink of an eye, in 8.5 second half minutes, have built a pretty handy lead. in a game where defences have largely been on top. It's 3 Welsh tries have left Ireland in a bit of a hole and need to respond. That's better. Lovely pass. Oh, and here they go, looking for an immediate response, but clearly in touch. Oh, some burst of pace from a second row. Corin Dunn of Leinster. But the cover was good from Wales. And stolen line-out ball. This is pretty handy for Ireland, and the new Welsh prop, Daly Hopkins, has given away a penalty. Here come Ireland. There's the chip over the top to nobody in particular, so we're going to come back. And Hopkins has only just come on, but it's her who's given away the penalty.
16, rock form, hands in.
Yes, I imagine will be booted to touch. No, it's not. The pick and go. And it's been lost forward. An error at an inopportune time for Ireland, and Wales do have the chance to set themselves here. They just need to dig this out by any means. It was actually a very decent clearance as well. Fabulous clearance. Great defensive work again from Wales. I think Lisa Burgess is going to be absolutely delighted by the defensive aptitude they've shown, the mental resilience under severe Irish pressure at times in this match. Still no replacement at hooker for Ireland. It's still Sarah Delaney. Didn't look entirely straight to me, but play continues. Oh, and almost intercepted. It's not going to be a deliberate knock-on. Ireland brought forward 10 metres. A bit of a stern talking to. Gwennon Hopkins read the riot act by the referee. Now they don't have too long to make their minds up. Looks like they're going to be going for the points. That is the decision. Ireland just needs something on the board at the moment. It's been 12 unanswered Welsh points at the start of this second period. And should this go over, it will bring Ireland to within a couple of converted tries. Or a couple of unconverted tries, in fact. It's missed. And it has to go down as a sitter. It's a bad miss as well. Oh, Aber Nick Donica, one of Ireland's key players. She'll be really disappointed with herself. She's actually a decent kicker. A player from Galway Corinthians. of the WNTS squad as well. 3 points go begging for Ireland, though. Controlled with the boot.
No! 18!
Closed down. That's an offside given, I think. Yeah, against the Welsh hooker, Molly Wakely. Well, a bit of concerted Irish pressure. It's exactly what they need. It's not an altogether convincing touch finder from their inside centre. Maybe Nick Doniker's not kicking particularly well in the second period, but Ireland just outside the 22 with this line out. They're not the cleanest, but they get away with it. Has gone backwards. Here is Nick Doniker. She's closed down though. Really good defensive work from Jess Rogers. But the penalty is Ireland's.
Captain. 22. So rock's clearly formed. Players are coming like that.
Might be in trouble here. It's going to be yellow. Wales down to 14. And Ireland needs to really take advantage. Ooh, well, was that dumped down? That was Wakely. How was the tackle technique? Questionable, but seemed to put her opponent down relatively safely. I think that's why play on was given. But Ireland do have the player advantage for the next 7 minutes. By the way, 7 minutes is what the sin bins are at this level in 70-minute matches. That's the same for the men's Under-18s festival as well, played in Marcoussis. That's Flannery, high up and under. Nick Doniker seeing plenty of the ball at the moment, inside the Welsh 22. And it's O'Connor. Bellamy was on her, but she shrugs off a couple of Welsh defenders. Really good stuff, this from O'Connor. Ireland looking menacing at the moment. Another strong carry. That was from Neil this time, of Leinster. And now here's the big second row, a bit of open field space. Ireland desperately close. Have they got that down? And the referee says yes. And pressure pays off. Brilliant Irish score. And it has been coming. And Wales have still got 5.5 minutes to try and negotiate with 14 men. Or women, rather. Excuse me. And that's a good offload. And that is a powerful finish. That is absolutely wonderful from Hannah Wilson of Kildare Rugby Club, just on the outskirts of Dublin. Conversion could be critical. Flags are not raised. It's 5 points that have gone begging from the boot. Flannery unable to convert. It's a really good try, this, from Ireland, and it has been coming. Hannah Wilson in on the act. The loose head prop. And Wales still have to survive a little more than 4 minutes with 14 players. It's not the cleanest of restarts either, and Wales under the cosh at the moment. Theoretically, missed penalty, missed conversion. It could have been 17-15, but at the moment it is Wales 17, Ireland 10. But still with plenty of time, still with just over 17 minutes to go of regulation.
Who's in it too? Okay, restart. Make sure you've got something in this channel, please. Next one's free kick.
I think the main difference really between these two sides is Wales have been clinical with it. Whenever they've got into the red zone, they've always looked like they're going to score. Ireland have had plenty of opportunities, haven't quite been as efficient. It's a big carry from replacement prop, Steve McGrath of the City of Derry Rugby Club in Ulster. Good burst down the left-hand side for Wales. And over the ball go Ireland. Really good breakdown work. It was Molly Powell down the wing for Wales. Another one of their replacements as Nick Donica finds a much better boot that takes Ireland up to halfway.
Okay, ladies, please. Yeah. I'm good, thank you.
All right, it's on a knife edge. Wales 17, Ireland 10. Still with just over a quarter of an hour remaining. Really good, strong carry from a player who's seen an awful lot of the ball since coming into the team, Steve McGrath, who has really made an impact. High tackle.
High tackle, lost it there.
Nick Donica to take Ireland further up the pitch. Again, not a bad touch finder. She's found her shooting boots. And new Irish hooker, Maeve Clenaghan, has just trudged onto the field from Letterkenny in County Donegal. Also plays for Ulster. And new prop as well, Sophie Barrett of Enniskillen and Ulster, also part of the women's national training squad. And Sophie Barrett, certainly one for the future, one to watch for Ireland. And here they go again, breaking through tackles. That was a knock on, and that's going to be a Welsh ball. Ireland looking much more threatening at the moment with ball in hand. This is a fabulous burst, and offload off the floor as well, but to no avail in the end. Brilliant surge though from Jade Gaffney, another one of the players off the bench. Jade Gaffney of Leinster. Wales have survived the rest of the sin binning, it seems. They're about to regain a full complement of players. And they do have a penalty. And I think they might have just weathered the storm, Wales. And they are back to 15 now. Incidentally, one of the new Irish subs who has just come on, the prop, Sophie Barrett, has just won the Ulster Girls School Senior Cup with her college only last month, so a recent winner of silverware. And the better all these girls do at college level, the more that's going to permeate through onto the international stage. And Ireland in a pretty good place across the age grade pathway at the moment, in the men's and the women's game. They've got a pretty tasty production line going on. Been some movement at head coach level as well in the men's game. Graham Rowntree is the new Munster head coach. Well, curiously, a lot of English coaches doing rather well in Ireland for province and national team in the men's game. England's loss is Ireland's gain. Welsh put in at the scrum. There's the try scorer for Wales. Laurie Elias has been superb since she came on. Instant impact. Wonderfully taken third try. Good work from Jess Rogers, just about presenting the ball. Thomas Evans, another back of Cardiff, was also on, wearing 25 for Wales. And that once again is the impact of Steve McGrath. New Irish prop, heavy duty carrying. Wales have turned this. And not releasing. Holding on. That looks like it's going to go out, and that is a very decent touch finder. And Wales, with just over 10 minutes to go, are now in prime position again, still with a 7-point cushion. And as the raft of subs are made. It's a loose Welsh line out though. It's turnover ball for Ireland. Well, Wales will be pretty happy just to keep the ball down this end of the field. As Ireland need a converted try or better to salvage something from this game in Edinburgh. It's been a wonderful spectacle. Bit of Welsh pressure at scrum time. Remember, only a free kick can be awarded at the scrum at this level. Really good tap tackle. It was the scorer of that third Welsh try with the tackle. And it was Larry Elias. Thomas Evans, and that's a spillage. Errors beginning to creep in. Bit of fatigue maybe. More changes. Sarah McCormick of Connacht is on for Ireland. There's a place for Ballina RFC in the Connacht region. Ireland just survive the scrum, but Wales's line speed is excellent. First touch for McCormick. Distribution from Jade Gaffney, who is the new scrum half. Bit of counter-rucking from Sophie Barrett. Lovely little pop pass to Sive McGrath. There's Gaffney again, and that's spilt by Barrett. Big things expected of Sophie Barrett.
7 green sub.
I think that might be the end for Amy O'Mahony of Greystones and Leinster. As, the changes inevitably come thick and fast.
Time on, please, Bex.
Outside centre, Katie Corrigan is still with us.
Crouch. 5. Set.
Sian Jones, the new Welsh scrum half of Cardiff. There she goes, Sis Jones. Really good burst. She's taking Irish defenders with her. Fabulous burst from the scrum, making 20-25 metres for Wales. And there's Thomas Evans again. Another strong carry. Again, metres being made. Wales inside the Irish 22, but Ireland turn the ball over. Wales holding on. And Ireland go quickly. They have to. 6.5 minutes left to play. Molly Boot is on for Ireland. They made such an impact against England. Wales are offside. Ireland have the penalty. And I think the ref is losing patience. Nick Donica needs to find a decent kick here, and I'm afraid it wasn't quite as good as she was hoping. Only makes a couple of metres.
Time's off. When? Once we've got time off, come to your side. You have to do easy.
Well, Wales 24-0 winners over Scotland, 14-0 winners against Italy. Wales had to work extremely hard against Italy to find the tries, despite dominating that match in terms of territory and possession. And now they're on their way to another victory, 17 points to 10 in front against Ireland, looking for 3 from 3. And Ireland on the verge of 3 straight defeats at Under-18s festival level. Now, it wasn't straight, but
early jump, far too early.
I think it was. I think it evaded the official there, but early jump from Wales. Technicality at the line out, infringement. Gaffney gets us going again. Turnover is good, says the referee. Great work again at the breakdown from Wales. Thomas Evans got a lovely step on her. Well, this is where Wales want to be. They're happy for it to be fragmented at the moment. They are on their way to a test victory at 70-minute level. History made today, the first match of this kind at under-18s level. And we're witnessing a dearth of talent. A heck of a lot of talent. And, ranks in Wales and Ireland. I think the future is very bright for women's rugby in both of these countries. Both performing excellently today. Ireland will consider themselves a little bit unfortunate that they aren't a bit closer in terms of scoreline. But Wales have struck when they've needed to most. Thomas Evans, who's made a really good impact since coming on. The Welsh ball carriers have consistently made dents in the Irish defence today. Lovely jinking run and a step. Upended though by McGrath, who gets to her feet. Step back inside, that was Maisie Davis, the new prop for Wales, plays for the Scarlets. Brilliant again from Wakely. Wakely has been one of Wales' outstanding players today. Ireland over the ball, but off their feet. Hands in the ruck as well. And it's a really good touch finder. Wales are controlling this game excellently. They've just been that little bit more incisive in the red zone, and their game management since returning to a full complement of 15 after the sin binning. Game management has been largely 5-star. And Molly Wakely, one of the game's outstanding performers, finds a teammate. Not sure if Wales had that set up properly, really. Ireland seem to have done a good job defensively, and they come away with it. Nick Doniker, speculative offload, but it was a good one. Now Ireland are going to need to run the length of the field. Thrown to the floor. Yeah, that was offside from the new scrum half, Sian Jones. Well, a minute and 40 left. Wales closing in on victory number 3 in match number 3. And Ireland, it's going to be a clean sweep of defeats.
Time for the line-up.
Well, whatever they do now is going to have to be pretty special.
Hang on, yeah. Good spot.
Clean enough from Ireland. They're on the halfway line. They need to be far further up the pitch. They need a converted try. It's just not going to hands, and Wales are doing a good job smothering them at the moment. And lovely pass though, under pressure. Here come Ireland. Oh, this is beautiful play. Katie Corrigan did really well. But Wales have got their numbers back and are driving them towards the touchline. Brilliant work from Wales. And there it is. Whistle was actually blown a few seconds early, but it will not matter to Wales. A clean sweep of victories for the Welsh in the Under-18s Six Nations Festival in the women's game. It's been a fabulous tournament for them. and they've conceded only 10 points in 3 matches. Wales' defensive diligence on show again as Ireland were snuffed out. And a wonderful second half score from Lowry Elias, putting the cherry on top of the cake for Wales. Ireland huffed and puffed, and they had their moments, scoring a couple of tries themselves, but in the end they were just outgunned and outmanoeuvred by a very, very well-drilled Welsh side coached by Lisa Burgess. And what a successful tournament it's been for the women in red. Ireland, well, they'll take solace from plenty of heart and courage from their performances, but they have been beaten now by England, France and Wales across 35 minutes and the full 70. But Wales look a pretty hot prospect for the future. They've done a job on Ireland today. 3 tries for Wales, started off pretty early by Nell Metcalf and finished off by Lowry Elias in the second period. It was a really good match at times. There were a lot of free-flowing stuff, a lot of nitty-gritty in there as well. But Wales picking their moments and managing the game superbly. And they have ground out the victory. Full time in Edinburgh. Wales women 17, Ireland women 10.